Hello, everyone. We're back again for episode 68 of the Fitness Business Growth Podcast. I'm here with Mitch again. How are you, mate?
Good, mate. 68 episodes in.
I know, 32 to crack the 100. That will be top 1,000th of the 1,000% of podcasters ever. So go us.
How long since we started? I'm just trying to
December
think.
2022. That was our,
18 months.
our grand plan was to make 100 episodes and not offering on anything and just hope people reach out to us.
So we've kept our week. I know you've done a lot of them yourself, but we've kept our weekly cadence pretty much the whole time.
The whole
18
time.
months.
You had a baby. I got married. I was in America.
Here we are still.
Here we are. So, guys, we're going to do a new series, really breaking down our entire sales process A to Z. So, we're going to call this part one. But if we break down every single part of that process in extreme detail, there could be 20 parts, there could be 10 parts. And it always starts with this one thing with the sales process, and is what is the actual offer itself? So, mate, do you want to expand on that? Why the offer is the most critical piece to the entire sales process?
Most people listening probably know of Alex Mosey, and it wasn't actually his first book, but one of his earlier books was $100 Million Offers, which we both agree was and still is his best book ever.
I think it's better than Leeds, yeah.
Yeah, me too. So that's where he goes into obviously tremendous detail on it, but effectively it is in the most basic sense, what is it that you're selling? What is the offer? What is the thing that people are inquiring on? Are they opting in for? Are they buying? Are they coming in for? Obviously in this case it's for fitness. So what is that thing that people are purchasing or interested in? So it can come back to what sort of modality of fitness you have, or if it's a program, what the inclusions are, how much support you get, what sort of sessions it includes, but effectively it's just what you can bundle together into that initial thing and what people are buying.
Yeah, it's packaging what is it that you actually sell in a way that the audience perceives is valuable. So speaking of Hormozy, let's break down the value equation. So there is 4 components to the $100 million offer. Step 1 is the desired outcome. So with the weight loss example, it would be someone who wants to lose 30 kilos. It's a very, very desirable outcome. Step number 2 will be perceived likelihood of achievement. What is the likelihood that if they do your program, they are going to lose those 30 kilos? Unfortunately for weight loss, it's usually quite low because the person has tried and failed before. Underneath it, we've got time delay. How long is it going to take that person to lose those 30 kilos? And then we've got effort and sacrifice. What things do they need to start doing to lose 30 kilos? What things do they need to stop doing? They like to lose those 30 kilos. As you can see, mate, I've read the book many, many, many times.
I'm laughing. You are rattling that off very well, but I'm laughing at just how challenging it is for that last one.
Effort and sacrifice.
Because there are a lot of other things in this world where if you buy it, like this new pair of shoes that I got recently, and all I need to do is
put them
on and start walking. Yeah. Whereas to lose 30 kilos, or even if it is to get stronger, get more flexible, insert fitness goal, you need to start doing that thing more, training a couple of times a week for a long time. You're going to probably need to sacrifice some of the things that you enjoy doing, like eating bad food, drinking alcohol, staying up late, and potentially even spending time with your friends or your partner, time in bed. That's a really hard one.
It's an absolute motherfucker. So effort and sacrifice is terrible. They have to make an enormous amount of effort first thing in the morning in the middle of winter. They have to sacrifice staying up late watching Married at First Sight. The time delay, 30 weeks to lose 30 kilos if you're lucky. Probably 60 weeks. Then perceived likelihood of achievement, they've already tried 10 different times. So the perception of if they will achieve their goal or not is incredibly low. That's why you hear in sales calls, I've heard this before. And the desired outcome, they want to lose 30 kilos today, maybe in 6 hours' time, not so much.
So fitness is hard, and we're not going to spend this whole time talking about how challenging it is for all of those.
Shout out to our sales team, by the way, because it is hard.
It is, and our team do a great job, and people that we're trying to help with it, we are helping with scripts and things to help combat the difficulties that you are going to receive. But this is when it does come back to the offer, because although you can't have all of those 4 elements ticked and check marked off, you can make strides towards that to make it a little bit easier in that sales process if you have a good offer?
Well, I'm going to challenge you on that because I think you can. So if we go desired outcome to lose 30 kilos, let's say that we're running ads and the offer is something along the lines of 28-day body transformation. The word transformation would tie in with the desired outcome to lose 30 kilos. That's why the word transformation is better than Kickstarter or strength or conditioning or stretch or move for all our favorite franchise founders out there. I try and say that every episode. And then if we look at the perceived likelihood of achievement, in the ad, if you have pictures of people that look like them that have made that transformation in the ad copy, we've helped X number of people achieve X number result in X number of days, will increase the likelihood of achievement. With the time delay, obviously you can't lose 30 kilos in 28 days, but a short-term goal decreases the time delay between when they start and when they get that first checkpoint, say 4 kilos. And then the effort and sacrifice, it's fun, it's enjoyable, make friends while still eating foods that you love.
I think that's the hard one still, because if they're looking at coming in after work or before work, then obviously it's a time commitment. But I agree, all of those things and that's where a good sales process, you are touching on all of those things. And the three pillars that we talk about on our sales calls, it touches on all of them. So what are some of the things, if you're creating an offer, that you should be looking at?
Well, that's such a loaded question.
Would you look at through the lens of those four things?
Talking about fitness marketing in particular, I'm a massive fan of AIDA. So AIDA, copywriting, attention, interest, desirable, action. And hang on, I'll back up there. So the offer would be, hang on, now we're talking about ad copy. I'm getting confused here. So we talk about the offer itself. What would you include? I would just exactly what we just said. It would be the perceived likelihood of achievement. What is the desired outcome? Most people want to lose weight, so therefore the word transformation should be in the ad. Or getting fit over the age of 40, getting fit over the age of 50, or getting strong, fit, and healthy. So the desired outcome should be in the title of the offer.
That's what I'm going to say there. What you name the offer is arguably more important than what's actually in the offer. Because if you look at it through the digital marketing, above the fold, above the image or the video, those 2.5 lines are the most important in addition to the headline. So all the dot points of all the shit that you get, a lot of the time people don't even read that before they opt in.
No.
So in the name of the offer, and we're both in belief of this, you need to have a time frame, because we've tested this before. Like if you have 28-day beginner challenge versus you just have beginner challenge, one of them is going to perform really well, one of them isn't. And we've actually ran that before.
And going back to the value equation, because you're decreasing the time delay. Whether it's true or not, they associate 28 days, I'm going to achieve something, as opposed to I'm just going to start going and may not achieve anything.
So you have the time. That's the first part of the name. The middle word is more so who you're after. Are you after beginners? Are you after fit over 40? Are you after people over 50? Maybe it's a women's only thing. So that word there in the middle is who you're actually looking for. We love the word beginner because we feel like that advocates for 99% of society.
It would also go back to effort and sacrifice. I'm a beginner. The effort required to achieve this is less.
Yeah,
It's amazing how much that value equation actually covers everything.
And then the name of it, i.e. challenge, i.e. program, i.e. transformation, i.e. kickstart, they all have different levels of success, but need to actually describe it one way or another. And that's where some owners hate the word challenge. We find it to convert well because people want to challenge themselves, and it's more interesting and more exciting than a program.
Yeah, well, let's go a bad offer. Join my 12-month direct debit membership for $59.95 a week. This isn't a challenge. This is an absolute lifestyle that you must commit to forever. We want serious people just like you.
And
crickets.
We would love serious people just like you, but how sexy does that look? And I think when it comes to the offer, and when it's hard to not talk about all the other things in the sales process, in an ad, you're just wanting to get attention and to get people's contact information.
Yeah.
in the lead generation campaign. That's all you want.
I say it all the time. It is literally designed to get them to click.
Yeah.
The ad is not selling your program. That's what the sales process is for.
Yeah, exactly. So that's where the name of the program, or the name of the offer, I should say, is really important. And then when you get into the guts of the offer itself, and Hermosi's line of an offer, so good people say stupid saying no to, I don't know how much we have really seen that play out in fitness, because I think when he's referring to that, he's talking a lot about money back guarantees
Yeah,
and get results, or you don't pay.
B2B logistical.
Yeah, and he has with Gym Launch. I have seen him run that initially the old bait and switch offer where you would get your money back if you don't lose X amount of kilos.
Yeah, so it's a 6-week free challenge. You pay for the entire 6 weeks. You get your money back if you lose 20 pounds at the time, or you can credit it to your membership. I think that is terrible. Kale, Alex, like you both.
They're what? Yeah, love your work, but
that would not fly. And I'll tell you why, because we've been gym owners for 9 years. If we did that for 3 months, our name would be ran through the mud quickly. Yeah, I went down to this breakthrough gym for a 6-week challenge and it was free. I ended up paying $600 and then had a nutrition consultation. They sold me all these supplements and I lost 19 pounds and didn't get my money back.
19 pounds is still pretty good.
Yeah, speaking of like Gym Launch in particular, obviously they're fantastic, they're phenomenal, but like that offer, like I fundamentally to my core, if the franchise fan is not like the word challenge, for example, I'm digging my heels in. I think the 6-week free challenge bait and switch is garbage.
Yeah,
maybe not in 2013, but 11 years later, garbage.
Yeah, and the last podcast when we spoke about the promotion of all promotions in 2012, again that was good then. It was novel, it was unique, wouldn't run today, and the same sort of thing. So with a fitness offer, I truly believe the name is the most important. I think things like scans, and if you've got like PT sessions and massages, I think they help a little bit for sure. I think for those who are running a big challenge and campaign, if you've got a prize, I truly think that helps. But again, you're not going to be able to have that up all the time. So if you're running one big campaign a year, putting up a big prize would be helpful. But outside of that, I truly think the name of it is the most important thing.
The name is so important, right? Like, so you've got let's go through some of the franchises. You've got BFT Unlocked. You've got Strong Tough Love. You've got Fitstop, the Unstoppable series. And people shit on F45 a lot, but the 28-day kickstart is pretty similar to 28-day beginner. It's a kickstart that's getting people off the couch. And we get all fancy about our names when just tell them exactly what it is. When they're scrolling through Facebook quickly, it has to catch their attention. 28-day beginner, 28-day transformation, 28-day fit over 40, 28-day fit over 50, 28-day Mum Mako, 28-day dad bod. Like, what is it that you're actually selling to stop that person in the tracks? And far too often, it's just the 28-day move, grow, and breathe challenge. Like, no one cares. Like, I wish they did.
Yeah, and it's hard for owners and people in the industry to really appreciate that most people don't give a shit about it.
No.
So to be able to call out mums, to call out dads, to call out people over 40, to call out people over 50, to call out beginners, to call out grandparents, to call out shift workers, to call out nurses, like all of these ways, all these descriptions of ways you can describe people and label people. So if a nurse is flicking through her feed and she says she sees an 8-week nurse fitness challenge.
Yeah. For busy shift workers that are time poor versus the 28-day breathe, grow, and move challenge.
But even just an 8-week challenge, right? Yeah. 8-week challenge versus 8-week nurse fitness challenge or shift work challenge. She's more likely to stop, click, read, opt in, want to learn more.
We've tested runnings. We've tested golf. We've tested everything.
They did well.
And when you niche down, like it just resonates with the audience.
So with fitness as well, I think because most people who are going to be listening to this, and for us in our gyms, and most people we work with, we only really have one or maybe two core offerings. So it's not like you're going to have this specialized program for nurses where you're running 1:30 p.m. classes because that's when they knock off at 1 o'clock each day.
Yeah.
So it's how can we attract these people to join your normal program, and having a way to be able to attract those people by calling them out.
Say it all the time, like there is no more exciting time in your gym than a pre-sale. And when you rotate through different offers named different things, you're going to appeal to different people in the excitement of, I've never seen this before. I'm going to click learn more and I'm going to schedule a phone call because I want to learn more. And then you rotate that to the next one, to the next one, to the next one through different audiences. And people are always seeing new stuff for your gym, packaged different ways with the exact same deliverables. Again, it's designed to get them to click and nothing else.
Let's talk about the 6 audiences for a bit.
Let's do that.
That is something that we thought was fairly normal for years. We kind of always did that. And then when we started speaking with other people about it, they thought it was quite fantastic.
Well, it's really interesting, right? Like, so what I have discovered, the 6 audiences, so I'll rattle them off. So we got men aged 25 to 39.
And it's 21 to 39.
Yeah, sorry. Females 21 to 39, females 40 to 49, females 50 to 64. The same on the male side of the bracket. Imagine you spend 2 weeks in each audience. You do the full circle. By the time you're back to that first audience, they haven't seen your stuff for 12 weeks. So you're only advertising to that audience 8 weeks a year. And we've had the exact same offers in our gyms for years now. So imagine you run 28-day beginner to all those 6 audiences. You do it for an entire year. They see your ads for 8 weeks. Next year, you change it to 28-day kickstart. Fit over 40, fit over 50. It just keeps things fresh. And sometimes, like, as opposed to making more creative, more ads, more videos, more offers, just change the audience.
Because if you're running it for 2 weeks at a time, let's say the first 2 weeks of the year, and then you run the other 5 audiences for the next 10 weeks, that initial audience doesn't see your shit again until week 13, like 10 weeks off. And they're not going to fucking remember.
No.
10 weeks later, hang on, I saw that banner on Facebook 11 weeks ago. I remember scrolling through that.
Yeah.
Leaving my information.
Yeah.
And receiving 17 automated messages about that.
Yeah. And why we love the 6 audiences is because we burned an entire city.
Yeah, we did the exact opposite.
We brought every single person for years and years and years. Cost per lead went up. By the end, they were sick of our shit. So we learned this lesson the hard way. We thought we need to advertise 48 weeks a year. How can we do that without fatiguing the audience again? And it's just rotating through the audiences. And if you combine that with naming the offer to correspond with that audience, it works really, really well.
Part of why that works for us too is because we can have a 21-year-old girl that comes in. We don't have many of those younger guys and girls, but we can. But more importantly, we can have those older deconditioned people as well. And that is something that we butt our heads against the wall sometimes when we're talking with people who are really trying to grow their gym. They're really trying to increase their member base. They're wanting more people in there. And they say, hey, I don't want anyone over 40.
We've had gym owners over the age of 50, not one over 50s. It's unbelievable.
That's not hypocritical. I'm not sure what is.
Yeah.
So when you have such a small audience in terms of age, you're really pushing shit uphill at that point, because then you literally cannot rotate through.
Yeah.
And not to mention, you're also marketing against the other 17 franchises that have the same type of training that you have, and they're all going after the same market. So
yeah. So back to the offer itself. Imagine you have a well-named offer, desired outcome, perceived likelihood of achievement, time delay, effort and sacrifice towards an audience that resonates with that offer, with the headline, with the copy, with the image. It is no wonder that we get leads under $13 on average all over Australia, and we generate thousands and thousands of leads a week, as opposed to the 28-day unlock, 28-day move, 28-day, whatever word that you want to use. It just isn't as exciting.
Well, those ones would probably still go okay. It's just that there wouldn't even be 28-day. It would be come and try the Unstoppable series.
What's the worst offer you've ever seen?
Similar to what you said before, like sign up for a 12-month membership at $19 a week, or pay in full and get 10% off for $899 cash only.
I wish it was that easy.
And we all know, I think we all know who we want. We would love those people who are committed. But and this is a conversation I have so often, people you are getting in contact with on Facebook who are opting into your shit, they aren't scrolling through Facebook looking to join a gym.
No,
They're not looking for anything.
they're not looking for 10% off a 12-month membership.
They're not looking for anything. So they need to be scroll on their doom scroll, and something needs to stop them. And the name of that offer is one of
Yeah.
the probably 3 or 4 most important.
You know what really grinds my gears?
Tell me, mate.
A lot of these gym owners are too cool for school. And they're ashamed of using the word boot camp. And they would rather make less money than use that word because of what their 5 fucking CrossFit buddies think. It does my head in. Like, it really, really does. Like, get out of your own way. Like, are you trying to help your 5 CrossFit buddies do your handstands against the wall? Or are you trying to help people in your community get off the couch into your gym and actually get life-changing results?
Well, what about when we have ads up and running that are getting a lot of leads and even getting sales, and then the owner will say, "Hey, that ad's not my favorite quote on brand. Please take it down." So what they're saying is getting clients isn't as important as how their brand looks.
Yeah, you use the impact font, mate, as opposed to the Monster Art font.
But it's just, obviously, if people are signing up to your shit, then the brand itself for your little gym, it doesn't actually matter. You're not fucking McDonald's. People don't know that you're the big golden arches.
Yeah, the best way to grow your brand isn't the font on the ad. It is to get people into your gym, to help them get a result, to get them to a community event, to generate a referral. And if you're more worried about the font, the name of the offer, or avoiding certain words that convert really well across hundreds of gyms and hundreds of $1,000s of ad spend, like, you're barking up the wrong tree.
Off topic here, but it really just comes back to why people get into gym ownership in the first place. And a lot of the time it's not to make a lot of money until they realize they can't afford anything, so they need to make it. And they would rather have this cool looking Instagram and this great videographer that comes in and this brand that is cool for their 5 CrossFit buddies, and all that
Those
shit
5 CrossFit buddies.
more important than actually making a decent amount of money, having a good life.
So Ellen goes to a CrossFit gym, and one of her favorite loves it. One of her favorite members up there is a CrossFit enthusiast. Like, loves it. He's watching the games. He's going to regionals. They're doing step ups the other day.
Quarter final now, mate. Regionals is extinct.
They're doing step ups the other day, and the demo was taking place. And I'm sure you know this, you're a CrossFitter. The way you twist your leg on top of that box has to be done a certain way to count as a rep in CrossFit. And people in the gym weren't doing it, and this guy pulled people up. That's the guy that you're worried about your cool images, your cool fonts, your cool brand, to get people like that in your gym to make people feel like shit.
Back to the Marguerite syndrome. Oh, everyone's going to think that this is a boot camp.
Also, I've met CrossFit gym owners that are scared to defiliate because 3 members in their gym wouldn't attend if it wasn't called CrossFit, let alone that CrossFit word may or may not be scaring off the rest of the entire community.
They increased their affiliation price recently.
Yeah, that was the decision. Increased the fee, didn't want to pay it, was looking to defiliate, but then those 3 loud members, said, "Hey, like, nah, if you cancel that, we're going elsewhere."
I wouldn't come here if CrossFit's not on the door. So I've had CrossFit owners pull me up when I'm writing ad copy. CrossFit, capital C, ROSFIT. Say, nah, Mitch.
Is there a dash in there?
No, Mitch, you got to put capital F for CrossFit.
Yeah.
Oh, sorry about that. Yeah, if you could just go in and edit that. I'm sure Sally reading through that ad. Hang on a minute. There's no capital F in CrossFit. I'm not opting into this ad and joining. This place is a joke.
Speaking of CrossFit gyms, mate, they've been some of our most successful accounts.
Yeah, we love them. We're just...
Yeah. we do love them.
And it's great training.
But it's such an interesting thing, right? Because they are some of our most successful accounts because of one word. Our sales process is great.
The B word.
Sales process is great. Ads are great. Funnel is great. But 6-week beginner CrossFit challenge, kills as a
Even program, we call those ones
6 week beginner
sometimes,
program.
depending on the owner's
Yeah,
request.
as opposed to 6 week. We just want to help everyone.
Yeah, and CrossFit's a good one because everyone knows it. And just like anything, there's some owners that love their CrossFit to its core and don't
Yeah.
want beginners in. And then there's others who are just like, hey, I'll take anyone who wants to get better.
Do you remember that first ever video on CrossFit? It was on YouTube. It was called "This Is CrossFit."
Yeah.
And it was people running through the mud, and it was like Metallica or Slipknot playing over the top of it. And then you move forward. We've got Rich Froning climbing ropes. Then you got Matt Fraser climbing more ropes. That's what people think CrossFit is.
They used to have, well, it used to be the tagline was Forging Elite Fitness.
That's right.
And then there used to be this image of, I think it was called like Pukey Bucket or something. And there was like literally like a drawing of someone vomiting. And they used to have it like on the walls and stuff. So like you're coming in here, that's what you're going to get. And they're
What about the effort and sacrifice for that?
they're veering away from that. But it's interesting because most people, when they do get into owning a gym, they want to help people. And you know who the best people to help are? Fucking beginners.
You know what's interesting though? F45 have kind of, how can I say this? They've opened the floodgates into who they like to work with. They were the old too cool for school.
Now
Things have changed. And F45s that we work with, they're all great accounts because they let us do our thing and they're open to anyone. Like, hey, like with Fitstop and BFT coming in and the Yard and all the others, like you don't want to be competing with them anymore. But what you can do is beginners over 40s, over 50s, and they're loving it.
yeah, I walk past my local one most days and always have a look. And there's some really young, fit-looking people, and you've got older people that may or may not just be starting, and different diversities, men, women, so I still think in the right area they're going well because, like you said, they're attracting anyone, whether they are starting out or they may have a bit of fitness under
And
their belt.
F45 in a good location with a decent sized catchment without one down the road with a good owner are some of the most profitable gyms I've come across the last 12 months.
Well, there's so many have closed down too, so there's just less. Like for a while there, they were actually competing with other F45s,
That's
which
crazy.
is fucking wild when you think about it. But now with less F45s around, the ones that are remaining are they're going quite well, and they've got a brand, and people in the community they don't know about all the shit with they have floated on the stock exchange and how they owe David Beckham all this money, and like they don't know any of that stuff, right? So they know F45, go in, get fit, get strong, whatever. And I think in the right market, it's still doing decent.
Well, mate, that was part one of a series of The Offer is King. As always, we go on a little bit tangent. Superior Point Blank. The name of your offer to get people in the door simply has to be as attractive as possible. It is designed to get them to click and to learn more about you, not to sell your program. That happens in the sales funnel. Guys, we'll go back for part two. Probably lead generation campaigns. Not sure we'll take this yet. But guys, as always, thanks for listening. Please like, subscribe, share with a friend, and have a lovely, lovely day.
Thanks, everybody.